Hello everyone, welcome to another beer review. Now if you haven't seen the last video, we're in Lanzarote, and it's not something I was actually planning to come to, but yeah, we've ended up here. I've just kind of looked at the beers I actually bought, because I just went on the kind of initial bits and label. I didn't even look at the alcohol content. It seems to be quite a few of them are raging, as they say, in Scotland. So what the beer the beer I'm doing now, I did one at 6.2. I noticed there was one at 7.5. I know there's another one at 6.2. But then I thought, oh, here's a beer that can do, it'll be all kind of lighter on the old alcohol and that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing a few reviews in the one go. And I've got to do it because the wife's down the beach, and I thought, well, I've got peace to do it. And yeah, it's gone bloody radio rental again. So I got this Gran Reserva from Cruz Campo. There's a laugh. And then I've just clocked it, and this is bloody 6.4. So at the end of the day, it's all bloody alcohol. I'll try again. High alcohol lagers. I mean, Jesus God. I mean, and if you wonder why, the only ales you can get is Guinness. Is the really main one in cans or bottles or things like that. There's nothing. There's no ales in any of the bars or pubs and things like that. Not that I'm actually going to spend much time going around the bars or the pubs anyway, because it's all full of bloody fat people watching English football. And eating food that really, let's be totally honest, is in their condition they really shouldn't be eating at all. You know, it's like kind of saying, can I be next for a heart attack, please? You know, that type of thing. But anyway, yeah. So Cruz Campo, Gran Reserva, and yeah, it's another 330ml bottle. It's 6.4%. There is some spill in the back, which I can choose this. I'll try to think if I've got a translator on. I'll take a photograph of it and I'll put some piss on it. I'll put it down below. So anyway, I don't have a bottle opener, so we're back to this bendy spoon. Now, if you haven't seen the first video, it's quite easy. I can open it with a lighter, which of course I don't have. I can open with lots of different things, but a normal thing is a spoon if you don't have a bottle opener. Unfortunately, this is a very spendy spoon. What I call the Uri Geller type of spoon. You know that, but oh, looked at it, give it a wee rub and it bent. Yeah, you do it with Gary Bell. Anyway, so flipping it open, I can only go so far before the spoon starts taking a bend. So I'm taking it easy. Across the floor. Spoons, because the wife's got to use that for yogurt in the morning. Because she gets up early, she's a bit like me, you know what I mean? She's better to shit the bed, you know what I mean? She'll kill me for telling her. But yeah, we get up early, you know. She was up about 5:15 this morning. I woke up about 5:30, but didn't get out of bed till about 5:45. You know, it's that type of thing. This is the type of people we are, you know, annoying bastards, you know. And before we go for breakfast, and that I think breakfast is at back at 7. No, it's quarter to 8 actually. So 7:45 is when the breakfast starts. We were the first in there, you know. Not because we want to. I wasn't even that hungry, but it's a case as though. But what she does when she gets up and that, she likes to have a cup of tea and a yogurt. Hence why she needs a spoon for the yogurt, and there's me trying to break it, opening bottles. Yeah, that's going to endear me to her. You know that's going to go down well, is it? Where's my spoon? I broke it. Opening bottles. Yeah. You can imagine the names she would call me, and every single one's justified. And I'd be smiling at everyone, see what you like, love. But you're still eating your yogurt with your finger, you know. Yeah, I'm a shit. Right, should we get this poured and see what it's like? Yes. Again, it's kind of similar to the last one. The reason why I know that, because I had it about fucking 10 minutes ago. Again, darker, I can smell it. Oh yeah. You're getting malt, you're getting grain, but you're also getting alcohol, you're getting little ethanol vapours. Right, that's 6.4%, 300ml bottle. Shall we see what it tastes like? Whoa. It's a bit sweeter than I thought, or expected. The last one we had was, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was Mahu. Kind of select 3 malts. And there was a bit of a bitterness, more of a Marzen kind of beer. This isn't saying anything like that, although it's in the back label that kind of, not really. Nothing really saying that, but saying that though, this one doesn't really have any kind of bitter accents. But it's actually not too bad. Getting a bit more to it just because of the malt. The malt's giving you a bit more, the grain, and you've also got a little bit of kind of resistance because of the alcohol. You get that little light kind of ethanol vapour coming in there as well. So yeah, there's a bit more to this. I would probably say that again, this beer would probably be better after dinner to kind of sit and relax for the evening. Have a couple of these at the end of the night. Definitely not ones to kind of be tanning in the middle of the midday sun. Although it's died down a wee bit now. It's a bit windy out there. I was going to go out in the balcony and that type of stuff. It was a bit more windy. Although I was going to start these straight after lunch, but it was getting a bit more windy in here afterwards, you know, when I came back in from lunch, and I thought, I need to give that a minute, by the way, because some of that's going to show up in the video, you know. Oh, you know, one of these ones, you know, a bit of choking that could have started type of scenario, you know. I blame the food, which is very nice and that type of stuff, but I mean, seriously, the actual food's actually quite nice. The Spanish food's actually kind of different from, you know, you go in these kind of all-inclusive ones, because if you don't know, we're actually in a Spanish resort for Spanish holiday makers rather than the kind of British resorts for the British ones. Because you thought we'd try it, we've got a friend that could organise it. And the wife was looking at flights, first of all, managed to get cheap flights and that type of stuff. She said, oh no, certain Carlos can get this for us. And checked up, and shebang. Managed to get it sorted for us, and the food is different, but I like it because it's actually quite nice. It's something a bit different, refreshing. It's a case as though it's not a case of beans with everything and the HP sauce, excuse me, everywhere. It's actually something a bit different. A lot of fish, which I don't mind, but the wife's really into it. She's right into the fish and that type of stuff, but some of the stuff has been really quite nice. And one of the other things is, look at huge big tubs of the Maho Verde and Maho Roja, you know what I mean? And that's the two kind of Canadian kind of famous sauces. They're kind of like, how would you say, kind of pepper stroke. It's kind of like bell pepper and chili sauces. You've got a red one and you got a green one, which is Maho Verde, and Maho Roja is the kind of red one, and very nice they are. They're kind of renowned for it, and they go with everything. And they've got huge big vats of it, you know, to apply to your food and things like that, which is very nice. Which you probably wouldn't get so much. I'm not saying you wouldn't, but you wouldn't get so much in quite a lot of the kind of all-inclusive options and things like that. I mean, I've been in an all-inclusive where they had huge big tubs of, you know, it was a pump action system of ketchup, English mustard, I'm trying to remember what the other one was, was it mayonnaise or something like that, and then there was HP sauce everywhere, and oh god, it was unbelievable. And beans with everything, so it was. You know, the first things on the options, beans and chips, there you go, beans and chips, and then fuck knows what comes rest, you know, it doesn't matter, but it'll always go with beans and chips. Whereas this has got some nice rice dishes, some really nice fish for the salads and things. I mean, so yeah, it's to suit the different kind of cuisines and palates, and from that point of view, it's actually quite refreshing, something different. It's actually very nice. I'll be totally honest, it's actually very nice, the food. Spanish are a bit weird though. You sit down at the fucking table and you're hardly sat down for 5 minutes and people say, you need that chair? Well, my fucking wife is sitting on it. What now? Well, no, now she's away getting fucking food, but she'll be coming back and expecting to have fucking sit back down on it, because that's the chair she fucking left. You know? Oh, and what about you? What about my one? Well, I'm fucking sitting on it, you know? Fuck off, you know? And that's it. They're obsessed. And then even when you get up off the table, are you finished? Can I have your chairs? Ah, you can have the chairs. You can take my knife and fork and everything. You can do what you fucking want to like that. There you go, you know what I mean? Fucking serious. They're obsessed at fucking chairs, because one thing I do notice with the Spanish, they like to do a big spread, all inclusive. So what they'll do is, you know, they'll split. So if there's 2 or 4 or 3, they all have their jobs to do. So one will go get the starters, and they'll put multiple starters down just in case. So it's not a case of, I'll just go and get what I want. I'll get everything that's available from a starter point of view and put it at the centre of the table. One will be way to the desserts, and they will get enough of everything for everybody and have a huge big plate of desserts in the centre of the table. And then they'll go and get loads of different main courses as well. So there's a huge big spread. And then this is what it does. You have a plate that's maybe like, it's a good one, like Spanish meatballs and tomato sauce. And there'll be a whole plate full of them. And then they'll just basically, that's what they'll do. They'll just sit there and just help themselves from the central plates. And it's unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. And then they all want to sit with each other, so they push the tables together, and then there's a case of there's not enough seats. So then they want to go back and start nicking seats off everybody. It's unbelievable. And yeah, and yet sure enough, you get up to leave, tell them that we're finished, both seats are got tables there. They don't take the table because they don't need the table, they want the seats gone. So you go there, people coming in after us, and they're going to go to tables thinking, well, all these tables are empty, but there's no fucking seats. Because all the Spanish have nicked them all. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one. So it's a bit of a strange one, that's what they do. But yeah, it's been quite interesting from that point of view. But the food I've quite enjoyed. But like I said in the previous video, it's not something I planned, and it's not something I was actually really looking forward, you know, to or in that, but I didn't actually want it. And I was driving down to the airport yesterday, and the wife's like, oh, you got any ideas what you want to do for your birthday? Well, not now, no, because my whole point was after coming back from Copenhagen, I just wanted a lull and just take it easy. And then maybe can I build up to my birthday, because my birthday's at the end of May. And right now, I don't want to, because I wasn't planning to come here. I didn't really want to come here. I just wanted a kind of peaceful time. I've got a lot of bits of things to do with work, and I'm going to be spending quite a lot of time down in Devon. To the point is, I'll probably, when I get back to the UK, there's going to be a few peer reviews down from down in Devon from there. Just got lots of things to do, which is a bit of a pain. But such is life. So when I come back up for my kind of birthday to Scotland, honestly, I don't really want to do anything. I mean, right now, I don't want to do anything because I'm just, had enough. So shall we wait down these flavours? Yeah, nice bit of malt, nice bit of grain, okay level of sweetness, and you are, even right at the front mouth, you're picking a little bit of ethanol because of the alcohol content. Moves on to the mid-tongue, and everyone kind of stays the same. There's no real bit of accent. That it's just very much a repeat of the front of the mouth, and then it gets to the back end, and things just kind of got a clean finish. Just things just kind of dissipate quite quickly. So it's really all about the kind of malt, the bit of sweetness and the alcohol and the bit of grain. That's really it. There's more to it, and there's quite a nicer mouthfeel than you would probably get from, say, like a normal piss water lager. But overall, it's actually okay. It's fine. It just feels there's more to it. There's definitely, of course, because you've got more malt, there's more body to it and everything else. And it's one of these ones, just like the last one, it's like, it's not an ale, but it's getting closer. You know, that type of stuff is getting closer to being more towards an ale. There's more of a richness to it than, say, a normal knock it back, sink it quick lager. And from that point of view, it's actually quite pleasant, quite nice. Again, it'll be on the lager scale, because I keep the lager scale separate, because I'll be totally honest, you can't have the same. You can't put lager up against ale, because I'll be totally honest, it'd be unfair. So when I always give a score for a lager, it's out of the lager scale, not out of the general kind of beer scale. Just because let's be totally honest, you put a lager up against a normal ale, an ale's going to trounce it for flavour and everything else. It's going to trounce it for mouthfeel. I mean, it's unfair. I mean, let's be totally honest, you know. Traditional ales, some of them are the best, some of the best beers in the world are traditional ales. Let's be totally honest. I'll be totally honest, in my book, none of the lagers, pilsners and everything else get close. I mean, they're fine within their own right, within their own kind of sector, but they're not the same. They're really not the same. You know, they don't have the flavour, the body and everything else. You know, they just don't get close. You know, a good ale will trounce every connotation of lager. Not a problem on flavour, body, mouthfeel, the whole lot, you know what I mean? Whether it's something you want to drink in your environment, you know, if you're sitting here on the balcony, a really hot day, things like that, sun's bearing down, do you really want an ale? Well, that's on to personal preference. But if you just look at it as there's a lot more work goes into ale within the recipe wise and that type of stuff. Yeah, they'll say, oh, but you've got the lagging process for lagers. Yeah, well, there's a lot of lagers in this world. Don't go anywhere near that kind of lagging process. And even then, if they do, it's just sitting there conditioning at a lower temperature anyway. So the lagering process isn't really much of a process. It's really time. Let's be totally honest. Well, yeah, from a commercial point of view, that costs money. But from a kind of expertise point of view, not so much. So, out of 10, what would I give this? On a lager scale, it's actually not too bad. The last one got 6 out of 10 on the lager scale. But there was a nice little bit of bitterness to it. This doesn't really have the bitterness to it, which makes it a little bit more one-dimensional. It's not as, it's lacking that kind of dimension of bitterness. But overall, it's still quite nice, and it is quite malty, and there's a bit more body to it. So, out of 10, what would I give it? I'm going to give this now. Normal kind of mainstream piss waters you get in the UK, you know, Carling, Foster's, all that kind of shit. They kind of range between kind of 2 and 3. Some kind of scrape into the kind of 4, the slightly better ones. But Carling and Foster's, there's about 2 and 3. So on this basis, I'm going to give this a 5.5. It just lost a little bit. It's lost half a point on the last one just because of it doesn't have the kind of bitter notes. But overall, decent amount of body, decent amount of malt, a bit of a softer mouthfeel again, which is a bit nicer. And overall, it's getting more towards kind of ale territory. So it's 5.5 out of 10, 6.4%. It's Cruz, Campo, Gran, Reserva. Excuse me, a little bit of wind as well. And it's roughly about kind of €3 kind of mark. So thanks for watching. Cheers. And bye for now.